2, knit
one,
1,
heart 2. Can you even see them?
Episode 30.
Yay!
Yay! And we have Melissa here.
Melissa!
We got to introduce ourselves because we always forget.
I know, I wrote it down in my show notes.
I'm organized.
Well, because we always forget to do it. I'm Sheila, also known as Sheila D37 on Ravelry and Spark People. Sorry, I always hesitate.
And I'm Wendy, Penny Wendy on Ravelry, Penny Wendy 2 on Spark People.
And I'm Melissa, also known as Meliabella on everything.
And co-star of His Hers podcast.
No, the star, let's face it.
Oh,
Sean's
nice.
nice.
No, come on, Sean.
I'm only teasing.
I'm here for
I
you,
want to
Sean.
ruffle his feathers.
He likes it when people try to get his goat.
I
So.
Most men do. So welcome.
Yes, welcome. And I'm going to start off the top by saying 426 members on the Rav group. Getting very close to the magic 500 number.
And what are we giving away for that? The tote bag?
I don't know. We haven't. We'll tell you the prizes. We're going to have prizes.
All right.
We're picking a prize today too. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah. Do you have a random jump?
No,
I
don't.
My thing's over there.
Well, then I guess we'll just have to announce
I
it.
could pick a random number for you.
Yeah, but we don't know from what to what.
That's
You know what?
It would
Maybe
be super
we won't
random.
be doing it during this episode. Maybe we'll be doing it directly after this episode and posting it on the group.
Maybe. I just want to say some Spark People shout outs to Mommy Needs Yarn, Erin, his handmade one, sorry. Half Baked Knitwit, all joined or befriended me on Spark People.
On Spark People, and I don't know who befriended me on Spark People because I can't tell.
Again, it's because I get it.
But
to
if
my
you
email.
befriended me, it's because I blocked emails because I get already too many. But if you befriended me, thank you. And if you post on your statuses, it'll show up for me eventually. It just doesn't. You don't show up on my friend group.
I also want to just shout out, it's PP Cart's birthday.
Happy birthday! Yay!
Well, that's why I put.
No, I know. I'm just really
Pillows.
sorry. I'm just really low down in the side of the couch.
We're recording in a different direction because we have
totally
three.
messing up the
Although now I think it would have been better off just doing the chairs over there.
Well, it
Oh.
is what it is. We're
We have the
doing this.
kids home. It's in the afternoon.
Yes.
So we apologize if you hear any screaming. And let's jump on in. You want
Okay.
to do it first or you want me to?
I'll just go first since
Okay.
I'm on. We'll just go this way.
Sounds good.
So on the needles, the first thing I have on the needles, excuse me, is Gawain.
So sorry.
It's not your fault.
I was going to
Gawain.
suggest doing this every other time, but I guess that won't be happening.
No. Gawain is on well, it's off the needles right now. This is the body.
We'll be your Vanna.
Which way is the right way? This is the right
yeah,
way.
it smells like wet wool.
Yes, and here are the sleeves.
And I have to say, it does not
Pretend that it's all one thing.
The
There.
lighting and camera do not do this yarn justice. You chose a gorgeous.
It's
really
beautiful
pretty.
yarn. So yes, what I did, because I started to get paranoid about the superwashiness of the wool and how it always grows on me, is I washed and blocked this 2 nights ago. It's still wet, which leads me to understand that I need to finish my sweater well before next weekend if I want to wear it and
It'll be
block
warmer
it.
too, though. It'll dry faster.
Yeah,
It's been cold
so
and rainy.
I'm going to put a
Yes.
fan on it tonight because
Yes.
I really need to get it done. But I'm almost done with it. It did grow 3 inches in length, and the body did. The sleeves grew about 1 inch in length, I think because they're smaller. I don't know. They have less weight to them.
Oh,
So,
maybe.
so yeah, I'm glad that I did that. I have the book ready, Knitting Without Tears, to teach me how to do the set-in shoulder strip thing that I'm doing to make it look like the actual pattern. And
Does the cable go all the way up?
yes, the cable goes all the way up to the neck. And so yeah, it looks really simple. I just have to do a little math when I get home tonight. So that's my big thing. I was freaking out. I banned Sheila from telling me how many days there were until Rhinebeck because I was having a panic attack. But I'm pretty confident now that this will be done.
I'm
will be done.
excited.
Think of it this
I'm
way.
counting down because I've never been
You're
there.
3/4 3/4 of the way there.
I know. No, I feel now that I've done this, I feel good about it. It's really. It only took me a few hours to knit each sleeve, and the top is pretty much. It's
Well,
just
then you do
small.
decreases,
It's
too.
decreasing every. Actually, for this pattern, it will be decreasing every row after I knit 2 inches. So it's going to be. I'm going to get it done. Feel a lot better now. That's Alison Greenwell's Gawain, and it's a $7 pattern on Ravelry, and I'm using Dream in Color in the Classy and the Dusky Aurora colorway, which I wish you could see it because it's like peacock feather. It's purple and blue and green, and
It's a good way to
gorge.
describe it.
So that's going really well. And then the next thing, I'm working on it right now, is my flower to hexagon blanket.
You're going
my
to start a new
hexagon
craze. People are
blanket.
just going to walk around with skeins around their neck.
It's a really handy way to knit with these little skeins.
Well, if you're only doing it for a little
right.
bit, it's certainly.
So
Wow, it's grown a little.
it's grown a little bit, not much. I did a couple of extra hexes. I love this thing.
You know, I
It's so
prefer
hard.
the crochet ones. I really do.
I like how, because you can have 2 colors in them, and believe me, this could have had, actually, Jessie Rayott, who wrote the free pattern, PM'd me, hi Jessie, and said she liked my blanket. Her original design had 5 colors,
But worsted weight.
but it was worsted weight, and I thought, because this is so variegated, some of these, that 2 really looks good, and I'm
5, I think,
having
would be
so
too
much.
busy.
On this, it would be.
Yeah.
I think if you were knitting it in more solid worsted colors, it would be super. But for variegated and small squares like this or hexagons, but I'm loving this. And this is a really efficient way to use these mini skeins. Let me tell you, if you haven't tried it, check it out. So that's still on the needles. That's Flower to Hexagon by Jessie Rayott. Free pattern on Ravelry, and I'm doing it in a USD US3 hook. And this is fingering weight yarn. The pattern's written for worsted weight, but you could use any weight. Just use the right hook for it, for that weight. And then the last thing is I cast something on.
Did you?
Yeah, because I didn't have anything to work on.
Your sweater was wet?
My sweater has been wet for 2 days. So I cast on this thing that I talked to you about last week, the Selle Bouvat or Not Seahorse Mitten.
You're going to be getting some abdominal exercises today.
I know, I can use it. I haven't worked out this week. So I did this Selle Bouvat or Not. It's a free pattern by Tori Wrote Designs on Ravelry. I'm doing it in, this is County Effect Garn, EQ colorway.
It's counting.
Is it counting?
It's County.
When we got the initial first US shipment at Webb's back when I worked there, we were taught how to say it. But
It's
I
counting.
usually go with the flow. Like, I'm not going to... There's no drama. It's yarn. Like,
I know.
I just usually go with the flow. If you want to call it K-Uni, let's call it K-Uni. Want to call it County, let's call it
On the
County.
internet, we researched it. It was
Yes.
either County or, what was
It
the
was
other
County or
Connie.
Connie.
Those were the 2 ways
All
that
right,
they
because
said.
Melissa
family
said
that
it's
sent
County.
it.
It's
we'll
County.
call it County.
We're calling it County. That's what I've always called
I know.
it.
I call it K-Uni.
I don't know why. I think. Anyway, you can't see this, but it's rainbow color. It's
pretty.
EQ. It is as scratchy as hay. Let me
It
tell
will
you.
soften once you wash it and the
So-
spinning oil comes out.
Ooh,
This is
I like.
Cuff. I'm working from both ends of the ball, and I had to pull probably about 10 yards off to get to a different color because I'm working, this color's going one way and the other color's going the other way, and I don't want the 2 colors to be the
Will they
same
ever
anywhere.
meet, do you think?
I don't think so. I think I figured it out so that they won't be,
Okay.
but who knows, I could be
Well,
just
really,
an
you
idiot.
can break it and come back to the yarn later. I mean, there's always a use for every inch of yarn.
Yeah, and I just threw it in my bag for my hexagon sock blanket.
It's fingering weight.
Oh, yeah?
So right now it's in the
He's laughing.
orange or the blue, and I'm hoping that relatively soon we're going to transition. Now I have to tell you something.
Are these going to fit you?
Yes, let's just talk about that for a minute. Now I was looking at the hippocampus pattern, also from Tori Rott Designs, also free on Ravelry, and I cast on the number of stitches suggested by that pattern, and it said that wherever I read, it called for US 1.5. So I didn't have a 1.5, so I used a US 1.
Oh.
I'm like, no problem, whatever. Then I read over here and found out that I should have cast on less stitches for this than than the other pattern called for. I should have read both patterns. Like, here I am again. I just assume that I know what I'm doing. This fits on me just fine.
Oh,
Sure, all right, because it didn't fit on me. Excuse me.
I'm
You're
having a
small
panic
hands.
attack for you over here.
No, but I'm just gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna have to rip it out. So
Wow, can I make a suggestion too?
what?
Be a little looser on your float here. You're making yourself have a ridge.
Oh, I don't care about that.
Oh, okay. Could you grab me the tissues, please?
My cat hair getting to you?
I don't know, something's getting to me.
It's probably the
I
cat
took
hair.
my allergy meds.
So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna have to rip this whole thing back. I need to go up at least one size on the needles. If I had read more carefully, I would have gone up. What did you just do?
I dropped the tissue box.
On purpose?
No.
What's going on? It's like a circus going on behind me. What the heck?
You're going to start making fun of
So
me.
I'm going to have to rip this all out. That's kind of sad. It
It is
says
sad.
for
It's
the
very
small pattern to do 1.5 needles. I use size 1, so I was already too small. And while this does fit on me just fine, I don't want it to be that skin tight. And then...
Rub.
Not much.
It doesn't, I mean, it
It's
has a
got
lot of
floats.
spinning oil in it. That's what makes it a little bit more rough, and it does have a smell. The smell does go away a little bit more once you wash it, but it's not super wash, so it's not going to grow. But
It smells, this one smells more.
yeah, I
Oh, yeah.
I always stain mine and
oil.
wash it,
Oh, yeah.
and then knit with it, but
Yeah.
I like the colors.
I like the colors too, but I want to do it. And actually, it says for the small mitten to use a 1.5. It says for a larger mitten to use between a 2 or a 4. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going up to a 2.5.
Just because of floats.
Well, I
they
mean,
bring them in.
this is fine with me. It's pearled in here, so it's just gonna be like that. That's how it's gonna look. But I don't want the top of the mitten to be too tight. That's my concern when I'm knitting both things. I think it's going to be a problem. So, and I'm doing this with 2 hands, knitting with 2 hands. I'm carrying the I'm carrying the yarn with 2 hands.
color work.
I'm carrying the yarn with 2 hands. When I knit, I carry the orange yarn, the orange side in my right hand, and the other side, and I knit. I throw with the English knitting on one side, and I do continental picking on the other side. And I've found that to be really, makes it go really super fast. I only worked on this a little bit yesterday because I've been busy. But yeah, so I think it's going to be a really fun pattern. I decided that I'm going to probably stick with the design on the Selbovat or not. I like the flowered guy better. And I am doing my own version of the cuff with the cuff. What do you call that?
It's
The
a cuff. It's a
Cuff.
cuff to it.
Oh, you're right. Okay, it sounded wrong for a minute. Because I didn't cast on the right number of things, my stripes came out wonky. So there's like 2 stripes on at the end. And if I had read the patterns more carefully, I would have known to cast on 2 more stitches on this.
Yeah, but you're ripping out anyway.
Yeah, I know. No, so I wasn't
It's very
going to.
honest of you to show that.
I noticed right away that it was going to be a problem, and I was like, oh, well, I don't care enough about it. Like, it's on the cuff. But since I have to rip it out, I will be changing that so that it doesn't do that. I think it will be super cute when it's done. But,
Okay,
yeah.
That's going to segue into the fact that we were supposed to have a mitten knit-along in November.
well, I probably will be still working on this in November, so. Because now I can only do my sweater until it's done, and then
Yeah, and that's
by then maybe I'll have something else. I just had this as a future date, so I cast it on because
It's really
I didn't have anything to do.
It is pretty.
Now,
So
did you get the yarn at Yarn and Fiber?
I did get that yarn at Yarn and Fiber Company. It's from the Stasharoo.
They still have some in case anybody's looking for some.
Yeah, and free shipping,
Free
people.
shipping.
Somebody may have fallen down there.
Oh, that's right. But you went to the store,
I
right?
did.
Yes, because she was up in that area.
Oh, that's
Been there a couple
right.
times.
They're very nice.
They have them very
And
nice.
that,
Very
I
good.
believe, is all that I have on the needles.
All right, I'm going to start with my ridge line. I'm almost done with it. I am on the last.
I look so far down
Sorry.
in the sofa.
I am on the last slip stitch section, and yeah, you guys can't see this. And if I get up, I am like in the deep set of the sofa. It's not going to be pretty if I have to get up. I'm using Patton's Classic Wool Tweed, and I think the Aran Tweed colorway.
I like
and I
it.
really like
It's
the
so
specks
soft.
of blue. It really is, and it smells a good way of sheepy. So this is a test knit for Lisa Beamer of 90% knitting and Fiber Nymph on US 9, 5.5, and worsted weight. And I am almost done, and I
It's
like it.
pretty. I like it.
It's soft, and I could definitely see a sweater out of the yarn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can.
And you can get this at most box stores like AC Moore, Michaels, Joann with 50% coupons. So, just buy a little at a time.
Save
Make
it
sure
up.
you get the right dye lot.
Do they do like a layaway or a holding? You could have them hold your sweater's worth, and then every week take your coupon.
I think
And
so.
they might, if you're nice to them, bring them some cookies or something. You never know.
You should try that, Sheila.
Never know.
You don't have to worry about dye lots so much with that particular color yarn, I don't
No,
think.
probably not.
That's true.
I also have my Heath socks, and you may be wondering why this is not on a needle.
Yeah, why is that on a needle?
I'll tell you why. So the Heath
Oh, will ya?
socks are by Andrea Dietrich,
Dietrich.
on US 1.5, 2.5 millimeters, using Plymouth yarn Happy Feet. I call it the olive colorway. I'm sure there's a number to it. It's got one cable going on. And the reason why this is not on a needle is simple. I left my computer at home on Monday night when I worked. I had my knitting,
Oh, that's
didn't
right.
have my computer. So I was working on the ridgeline to the point where I really was making sure there had been some corrections, and I didn't want to go too far. So I knew how many to cast on and where the cables and stuff were, so I cast on the second cuff. I just couldn't remember doing the heel, and yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah.
They're really, really cute.
So,
I like that colorway.
Mm-hmm.
I have
yeah.
that in the stash.
Well, I may have to get some more sometime, because my son loves hand knit socks. He keeps stealing mine, because we fit the same sock size. Isn't that sad? Yeah, he steals it. So these are the only two things I have on the needle. I really like this. The cable, it's a nice cable. It's a 3x3, and I'm trying to do it without using a cable needle, and sometimes getting that third needle in is hard. But the only thing, I'm doing this magic loop. The one thing that this calls for is DPNs, and you have half the cable on one DPN needle and the other half of the cable on the other. Which personally, I wouldn't do that because then you would.
Crazy.
Well, then you get a ladder in the middle of the cable. So these are them. I'm hoping at least to have one done next week, and that's all I have on my needles. Believe it or not,
Excuse me. Cool.
I don't have much. You a ton.
Okay. I also am test knitting for Lisa. I am batting cleanup. So I'm the last test knitter to go through on purpose because they've all caught all the obvious stuff, and I'm dotting the I's and crossing the T's. Also known as I'm way far behind. So I just finished the first set of slip stitches, and I'm knitting it out of Barocco Ultra Alpaca Light, which is a DK weight, which is what the pattern calls for. And I actually went up to a US 6 because I want a little bit more drape.
Which pattern is it? Because I totally
It's
missed
the
it.
Lisa
Ridgeline. It's
Beamer,
Lisa's
the test
test
knit.
knit.
She's testing
Ooh.
We have
it.
until the end of October, which is great. It's just everybody else was so fast, and I was on the road, and I had a run-in with a baby tulip cardigan, meaning I became addicted, and it's done, and I'll talk about it on my own podcast. But if you haven't knit one of those, whew, it's a crack for knitters.
Well, I know our friend Lara knit one, and she loved it. She did a
She
baby
did
hat with it,
socks.
and then she did socks using the leftovers.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a hat.
And I know Yarn Harlot went through a phase where she did like
She did a
6 of them or
bunch,
something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Now we know why, apparently. It's crack for knitters.
And I'm still working on my Hermione's Everyday Sock in the Koigu KPPM. I don't know the number. One of the million. My mom
That's
got me this
pretty.
yarn in
Which
Florida.
pattern, I'm sorry?
It's the Hermione's Everyday Sock.
Oh, all right.
It's just
I know.
basically floating pearls. It's very simple.
That's a
okay.
really
relentless.
pretty color.
So
I know a lot of
relentless
people
knit.
talk really good things about this pattern.
Yeah, it's perfect. And I just
Pretty.
do my normal heel and my normal toe.
I
But
like it.
I loved the yarn. It was screaming my name.
It looks like a sunset in the west.
It
like
does.
like a western
Yeah.
Arizona sunset.
And the color's kind of just striped around the heel. It's neat.
I love watching pooling.
Mm.
I love pooling. I don't care what anyone says.
And
I love pooling.
my forever project, it seems like, is Sean's cobblestone. My husband, Sean.
Oh, that's right.
His Rhinebeck sweater for what year?
That's so mean, Sheila.
I only say it because she says
I
it on
did
her
say it.
podcast.
I'm just
I did say it.
Sheila's mean.
I'm not being, well, I don't intend to be mean.
Look how easy it is to get her goat.
So this is where we're at, and I held it up to him, and we're not even close to his armpit. So maybe 2013.
And this is Valley Super?
Valley Yarns, Northampton, not
This
a
is
super
very
wash yarn.
nice.
I made my mom something out of Northampton.
It is equivalent to Cascade 220, only it has 27 more yards.
What was the traveling sweater? Wasn't that Northampton or was that?
No,
it was
that
Valley
was
Yarns. I know
Valley
that.
Yarns, something else.
DK.
But I think I made my mom's red sweater out
Very
of
pretty.
Northampton.
I love the color.
Thank you. Yeah, he picked it out, and what everybody has to understand is that my husband runs hot. It's the middle of the winter, and he's got on gym shorts and a t-shirt,
Yeah.
and he wants to open the window.
That's
so
my husband too.
I'm knitting this because he asked for a sweater.
The likelihood of him wearing it.
It eats away at my soul with every stitch. I'm never gonna wear the damn thing.
Well, maybe out in a blizzard snowstorm while shoveling or doing something.
We live in a
They'll wear it.
condo.
You gotta wash out
There
your
are
car
people
at
that
some
do those
point,
things
don't
for
you?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll see. I guess.
My husband doesn't get a sweater because the one sweater that I made for him in college, he lost after the second time he wore it, and I was like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, my husband doesn't get a sweater, A, because he'd want it in cotton, because he thinks wool is too scratchy. And B, he's still wearing, like, the 80s Cosby sweaters.
I should have finished my shawl. You could have worn that. Sorry.
Which shawl is that?
Stephen West.
Oh.
How did I know that? Stephen West, what a surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a hard thing to do, pick 3 colors and not have them look
Well, especially when you don't know what the
on a
pattern was
mystery
gonna-
pattern. Yeah, that was a tough.
It wasn't the colors. I like the colors just fine.
Moving
on.
Not those
And it wasn't the
conceptual-
technique. 'Cause it
Jared
wasn't
Flood's
hard.
gonna come after me, and Stephen West is gonna.
He's not gonna come after me. I've knit other patterns of his that I like just.
It's just not this one. Huh?
Now, Stephen West is the one that did the Cool House, right?
No, that's
Nope,
Jared.
that's Jared.
Oh, all right.
I've
Jared
also
and I
done
don't have issues. Jared has issues. I can't do
Jared,
that.
we're good. You can call me anytime
He never calls. I'll just tell you right now.
if you talk smack.
I
So
love
that's
you,
all I
Jared.
have.
I just don't love
That's
your
all I have on the
pattern.
needles with me.
With you.
All right.
Rate your date.
Rate your date. I have nothing to rate.
I have nothing finished from this week, but I do have my shawl that is, let's call it semi-blocked.
It was blocked for all intents and purposes.
It was. We had an issue where it was ripped off its blocking pins before it was completely dry. I think it needs to be reblocked again. That's my personal opinion. Probably won't get reblocked again until it needs to be washed again. I went to Topsfield Fair by myself the other day.
I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be. It wasn't worth it. $10 to park, $10 to get in.
Oh.
When I saw
God.
the $10 to park, I'm like, I should just turn around, but it was 40 minutes to get there. I'm like, let me just go. So I wore this, and I got a lot of compliments on it. So anyways, this is my Shetland shawl. I will be wearing this at Rhinebeck.
Good for you.
And I found a baby safety pin to keep it.
I didn't even know they made those anymore.
This is
like
11
to keep
years
it together,
old.
that's how you're wearing it?
Yeah.
We're gonna fix that before.
Well, no, my goal is in Rhinebeck to find a shawl pin.
And I'm gonna look for a shawl pin for Mama there.
But it's the baby safety pin is 11 years old. We got it somewhere when Max was born. So it's not like I'm keeping. Well, I'm not keeping it. It just happened to be something in my bathroom that I found. And I do have something else. It's not knitted.
You can find lots of stuff in Sheila's bathroom, including cable needles.
Yes, I
I
actually
should
was
have looked for those.
contemplating.
Apparently.
I was contemplating wearing a cable needle as it, but it wouldn't have worked. We have someone coming in the door. Please be quiet.
We're recording.
This is not knitted. It's sewn. It's the Rebecca
Hold them in the
Danger.
crotch.
Rebecca Danger monster. I added.
Complete with sport cup.
Again, And
Oh my
Susan, Queen of Chaos, if you're watching. Too late, but turn away.
I forgot to warn her again.
These are
The
deliberate.
worst person ever.
I know.
You're the
These are
worst
deliberate. It's supposed to look like a Frankenstein monster. They're turned inside out for a reason.
to give some contrast.
And if you notice, the stripes go this way, one way, and down that way, again for a reason. And here is his little tattoo.
His Frankenstein tattoo.
The arms are a little long, but I kind of like them that way.
I love that. I love him. I told Sheila I want one, only like super huge, so it would be like a body pillow. She did not look in this when I told her.
I'm
that.
not much of a sewer, so if you notice, these arms are
wouldn't know
supposed to
it.
be circular.
No, I like them.
It's got like one little stuck thumb up
They
here.
mirror the bolts. It's all good.
I know. I think it's
It's
awesome.
nice and squishy. I actually had to go out and buy more stuffing because I ran out of stuffing.
Think
Oh,
of
I
how much
can't
stuffing
believe
you'll
that.
need if you do the body pillow.
I'd need a 5-pound box.
You would.
So that's the other item that I finished, and I think that's it. That's it for me.
I have a date to reach, but like Wendy, I was bad and kind of went in my own direction at the top. I finished your test knit.
So you were already finished with it, I thought. No?
I was, but I haven't recorded since I finished it. So,
Oh.
and I'm here, and you designed it.
That's so cute.
But I'm like Wendy, I've got my own opinions, and I did the top a little bit different. But
That's fine.
I love the pattern.
I think
Did you
it's
decide
cute.
on a definitive name?
No, not yet. We're
So,
thinking maybe the Boston Bambino or
Oh,
something.
I love it.
I know. I think that's cool.
And it's
I like how you did the top, actually. I was debating about it because I know sometimes Wendy's like, well, the pattern didn't flow on the top, but I actually like this
I just
better.
did like a progressive decrease. That's all.
Yeah.
But and then just did an I-cord and tucked it under. But I love the
bamboo
bamboo.
because doing the top was a nightmare.
It kind of was.
I didn't follow the directions for the top either.
That's why I
like,
said I followed
whatever.
your lead. But I used.
I like the.
I love.
It's Socks That Rock
Oh, of
in the
course.
medium weight.
I love
Yeah.
the medium one.
And it is the rose quartz colorway, and it's the yarn that was left over from the shawl that Palette PC Beverly Love knit for me for the Plurk shawl swap a year ago.
Oh wow!
She sent me the extra yarn, which was super sweet, and I knit hats for Project Caroline.
I love how
so
squished the
it's
stitches.
super
Yeah, the
squish.
stitch makes it really squishy and stretchy. I love this.
It's a bamboo stitch. It's so cute.
Yeah.
Nice job.
It's
designing
super
it.
cute.
I love it.
I like the top. I like
Excellent.
So,
the top better than
I
my
give
top.
it. I
You
give
did
it
it.
4 stars. I love it.
4 stars.
Thank you. At some point,
So
I'll
this
get
is
it
what
out
happens
there.
when I crochet during the podcast. I needed to make a 6-petaled flower, and what do you see here? 5 petals. How does that even happen?
Go with it.
I can't go with it. It's a hexagon. I would try to go with it, but it's a hexagon. Dude, what did I do?
I don't know what you did, but we're on future dates.
Oh, sorry. Okay, future dates. I will go right ahead and tell you I have
Look at that,
nothing.
Sweet Caroline.
Nothing.
Nothing? All right.
Sorry.
My future dates, I've come to the conclusion that I'm done with shawls for at least a month. I say that. Next week I'll cast on something else.
Don't ever believe anything Sheila says
Yeah.
on the podcast about
It never
anything.
comes out to be
You're done with
true.
them for today, and that's all that matters.
When I'm done with leases, I'm just going to take a break and knit small items. Like I have the Howl Cat I want to do. I have some more mittens. I have a scarf that I got to knit for Max's
You want to do
teacher.
small items?
I'm
Those
for
are
it.
considered small.
No, I like it. Go with it.
And then I got their opinion because, Wendy always makes fun of me and my hats that I try and wear.
She has an oddly shaped head.
So somebody on our group just finished a hat from this book.
Oh, that's where I saw it before.
And I want to say it was this one.
I think so.
And so I said, oh, I think I have that book. And I fell in love with this hat.
Don't you hate how they don't name any patterns? They're just like numbered.
It's called
nuts.
Eyelet Cap, I think it's called. In the Vogue Knitting Fall 2009. And of course, yes, I have to go look for the number. It's called the Eyelet Cap. And it reminds me a lot of the sock
Head.
head hat, except for it's got detail. And I really like it.
It has a larger band too, which I think will be flattering for you.
Yes.
And I know
Like
the
it comes
sock head hat
mid to your
didn't
crown.
too.
Like it's gonna that band's gonna come to like here on you. And I
I'm
think
hoping
that's
the
gonna be really
texture
flattering.
will, because if it doesn't, it ends up going into the pile.
I've seen the pile. The pile exists.
The
We
pile
had a
is
talk about the
huge.
pile. We're going to figure something out. She needs to find things to knit for her.
I know.
I do. Socks.
And you know what,
Slippers.
Melissa? Good luck with that. Because I've been trying that for 4 years, man. The pile
So,
never goes away.
That's my future date. That may be cast on. I have to figure out.
And
the
if it's
yarn,
not
but-
in the pile, she rips it out and knits something else out of it.
Yeah, we talked about
We talked about that too. You know, more bang for your buck.
I
That's
guess.
exactly what it is.
That's crazy, man.
But that's my future dates.
Well, you know, I was raised in that you don't go visit people without bringing a hostess gift. So now you've each got 2 new future dates.
Oh.
So, Wendy, this one's for you.
Ooh!
Sheila, this
Look
one's
how
for you.
cute!
And
Oh,
they
I
didn't
love
have any
that.
S's, but you go by Sheila D. So you got a D.
That's fine. I love it.
So if you open it up, there's
Ooh.
yarn and beads inside for you guys
What
each
is
to do the
it?
simple ribbed cowl,
Yeah.
which is by Orange Flower Designs on Ravelry. I believe it's a free pattern, and it's just a ribbed cowl that's really bulky,
so
but then you
pretty.
turn it inside out, and every 3 inches you sew together the rib with just normal floss
Yeah.
and put a bead on it, and it looks so classy,
really?
like it
Oh, I
came
can't
from, you know, J. Crew or something. It's so
I'm
classy.
gonna do that. That is what I'm gonna cast on so that I won't interfere with the knit along.
So Wendy, you have Green Mountain Spinnery, which is local to me. I'm going to be touring them and doing a video tour with them
I love the
soon.
pins.
And you got my favorite worsted, which is Keegan.
Oh, I love that too. This is
So
gorgeous.
what's it called? Simple.
The Simple Ribbed Cowl by Orange Flower.
This is so nice. I love
So
my
thanks
little
for having me
bag.
today.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming. I did not buy you anything.
You didn't have to buy me anything.
I feel bad now.
You don't need to. You had me here.
I know.
Oh,
I hang out
with
That's
you.
so nice.
I'd have you here every day. I was thinking after I sent you an email, I'm like, oh, she was still at Andover where you were staying. I would have had you for dinner.
Oh, don't
I
worry about
know.
it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I know, but
This is so close.
Yeah.
Well, I have to go to a college fair in a little while.
I
so
know,
I
I
actually
know.
have to work.
Bummer.
Oops.
So that was future dates and I lost
Now I have a new future date and I'm casting that on. I might even cast it on tonight.
And I'll be
because-
knitting along with you because I got myself some yarn and beads.
Oh, really?
So this is how I've fallen down on the road. I've been purchasing things for other people.
There
So
you
it
go.
doesn't
So it's
It
not really, no, it
somehow
doesn't
seems
count.
less bad if you're buying for other people.
I
I don't know why that is, but it totally
I'm not
does.
buying sweaters worth of yarn or anything.
Well, I will cast on after I finish my
No rush.
I'm casting on
You don't
mine
have to cast
tonight.
on anytime soon.
No, I like
Tonight,
stuff
I'm
like
doing
that.
it tonight because then I will not interfere with your plans for the knit along.
Well, you mentioned it.
There
It's
was a
small item,
glaring-
so that's when you said I want to do small items. I was like, oh, small items, huh?
That there was a glaring at me that I
Well, we had agreed on
It got a little
November, and a lot of people agreed with that as well.
my knitting was wet.
If this were Ravelry, there would have been 8 disagrees.
I know.
Please,
I
don't
would have
even look at
cried.
those.
Do you know that I never noticed those disagrees?
I only
Never.
notice them until someone points them out. That's when I notice.
Well, that's the only time I notice it. If
I
somebody
never
mentions them.
But the funny
It's
part
so
is, I'm sorry.
catty.
Well, I
Like,
find
own your
that it's like,
disagree.
who goes back and checks to see if their post was disagreed upon?
A lot of people apparently, because that's one of the biggest areas of wank on Ravelry known to man, is the disagree wank. Where people are like, hey, I just said I loved my cat. What are you disagreeing with? That I have a cat? That I love my cat? It's like, oh my God.
I didn't even know what a blank
How
was until she
dare
came out with a
She comes up
a
with all these
definition. I
weird
was like, oh,
things.
thank God.
Yeah,
Do you
sorry.
have any crushes and heartbreaks?
I have no crushes and heartbreak. I am so interesting this week that I can barely stand it. I got nothing, people.
Okay, my crush and heartbreak is a heartbreak, and it's with my shawl, and it has nothing to do with the pattern. It's everything to do with me. It's the fault of the knitter. I just can't wrap myself. It's like I just keep going. I'm like, oh, I was supposed to slip. Oh no, I ripped out so many times on that shawl because I'm trying to do it at work. I'm doing podcast. I'm answering the phone. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, no, I didn't count right.
Yeah, I've had to only work on mine when I can sit and make sure that I'm following.
I don't mind doing the
along.
back because it's so mindless with
Right.
whatever you have to do. So my heartbreak is, and I did it, I think, again last night. I am like 1, 2, 3. I'm like, can I not count? Can I not count? Like it says 39, not 40.
You know what it is? point when you're a knitter where you anticipate what patterns are going to say. Like you think ahead in your mind, but you don't actually look at the pattern. And so you're doing your thing, and then when you do bother to look at the pattern, you're like, oh, what am I doing?
It humbles you.
I do it all the time. You know what? Yarn Harlot does it all the time,
Yeah, she
too.
just mentioned it, I think.
So, yes, in a recent post, and I thought, that's me too, because I'll be like, oh, I'm doing a heel of a sock. Well, I know how to do that.
Yeah.
And then I find out, oh, when you're doing
Guess
this
what?
stitch, you need to do this, and
What are you
it's
looking
that.
I had a skein of yarn somewhere. I've lost a skein of yarn.
It's on the floor.
What's oh the
It's on the
purple one.
floor. It was on the floor. Hold on a minute. Now I got to
Is it
stand
with
up.
the tissues?
No,
It's on the floor.
no, I can't see it. All right, we'll edit that
Oh
one.
my god!
That is really nice.
Well, that goes into our next site. Oh, do you have any questions in the heartbreak?
My heartbreak is all of the ends on the tulip baby
Oh.
sweater.
Oh.
And I like finishing. Like I
You
talk
should
about
get
that a
Oh,
lot.
because I love
I
finishing.
love
I love
finishing.
weaving in ends. It's relaxing.
I have big plans for once we have a larger house of actually opening like a finishing studio for my
That'd be
local
great,
yarn shop because
yeah.
there are people who hate it. But damn.
And I will work for you.
You'll
Because
drive all the way out there.
No, she can just mail it to me. Or she can,
Yeah.
look, I'll pick it up,
Okay.
do the work, and bring it back.
All right.
Okay, sounds good.
Because I love
I love
finishing.
weaving in ends. I
I
find it
adore
very
it, but
relaxing.
this one is just there's a lot,
Really?
and it's fine. Like
You want to know what has a lot of
it?
ends to weave in?
You got to do it as you go.
You can see
But with
I
the
have
tulip
them.
cardigan, you just really can't because
No.
it's so small. You just really have to wait till you're done. You can turn it inside out. And then my crush is Rhinebeck. I am so excited to meet everybody.
I'm so excited too.
I'm so excited. And MJ, who is my best friend, I don't know if Wendy knows this. I told Sheila, you guys are her favorite podcast.
Not her.
Not me.
Oh my god.
You.
We love you, MJ.
Now,
do.
wherever she is watching this, she just turned beet red. So,
Awesome.
and
I can't wait to meet
they're
her.
human, so you can talk to them at Rhinebeck. You don't have to be
Yes.
shy.
MJ, I think you and I are going to get along really well. I think we're more like, I was talking to Melissa about
I'm
it.
just probably evil, so.
You and I, we can hang out and split together.
That's the reason. Say hello to my needle end.
Apparently, I'm not. You're not going to get along with me because I'm just.
We're gonna hang out and Slytherin together. It's fine.
That's right. That's probably
so that's
where I
my
would
crush and
get.
my heartbreak.
Okay, so what's next?
Bobbles
and bling. I thought I had no bobbles and bling when I did the note, but as I was walking out of my house to come here, look what arrived in the mail for me. Cute. Say hello to my needle end bag. I got it for Rhinebeck because I thought, I'm probably not going to be able to wear my t-shirt because it's probably going to be cold and I'm probably going to be
I don't know, it's going to be 80 degrees here this weekend. So.
next weekend. Next weekend.
Doesn't make a difference.
It's in upstate New York.
It has been hot before.
It has been hot before.
Linda just sucked.
It has
She
also
finishes her
snowed
sweater.
and rained. I think we've had everything but a tornado and a flood. So
But you know what? This year, that could be that year. We've had tornadoes
I
and floods
know.
here.
So this is my bag, and I will be carrying this at Rhinebeck, and I'm very excited about it.
I ordered mine yesterday.
I saw that
I'm
because I
hoping-
checked the orders before I left.
I'm hoping that it will be here by then.
Someday they're going to give us some money from Cafe Press. It takes a couple of months. We're going to be able to buy some good prizes with that, people.
Well, hopefully we have our buttons.
I know. They're
They're
it's
due next Wednesday.
allegedly at my house, right? Did I have them
Yes.
sent to my house? Yeah.
Which
We
is-
ordered buttons for swag to give out at Rhinebeck.
Which is funny because we have a temporary mail person who's been coming like before noon lately. I'm like, really? Our other one has always been here before, like luckily at 4, I always wait for something, so. So are you done with your, she's done. Are you done?
I'm done. I'm sorry. My son.
My bobble and bling is a skein of yarn from Diabolical. It's worsted weight
That is
on your
so nice.
Huckleberry Superwash
Where did you
Merino.
get that?
I got it for test knitting.
I want
not just test knitting, being an awesome test knitter.
Oh, thank you.
You have to sing your own praises. She said very nice things.
Yes, she wanted me to test knit her top-down
Oh, that was
mitten, and I gave her my honest opinion, and I shared it with you guys.
Because I was like,
And it was a great pattern.
Diabolical. I want yarn too, but I'm not an awesome test knitter.
No, I'm making my reputation by being a good test knitter because I am addicted to the test knitter group.
It's hard to stop her from test knitting. She calls me up all the time. You know, I was on test knitting. I'm like, oh my God, get away from there.
I signed up to test a shawl, but she was full. I was bummed because it was a pretty shawl.
Well, I'll have a hat eventually that you can test.
I will test knit your hat. I can test knit.
We can have 800 test knitters. I honestly, as many people as want to test it, I'm happy to have 800 perspectives.
I love test knitting. It's so much fun. So this is
She
it's
does love
beautiful purple, and it's not doing it justice, but it is gorgeous. It's like a gem purple.
It looks like Malabrigo Rios.
Well, I was thinking that because
It does look like Rio.
well, I was
doesn't it?
thinking maybe even Dream in Color.
It's
It feels more like Rio's.
Oh, does it?
Dream of Color's got its sturdy. I don't know. This is poofier, squishier.
Well, I only have one skein, and I was trying to figure out what else I could put with it because
make your hat that you want to do out of this.
I know.
the cost for fingering weight though.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
That's okay. But anyways, thank you, Rachel. I love the color. She asked me if I wanted to pick a yarn or to have her surprise me, and I said surprise me. I like surprises. She did a great job. Thank you, Rachel. I appreciate it.
That's so awesome.
And that's all for my baubles and bling. Well, besides the new yarn that
I
Melissa
know,
gave us.
which I am so psyched
I'm
about.
happy to be here and to share with you.
You will see mine next week because I'm going to cast on that project when I get home, seriously.
Well, I'm almost done with the shawl, so I'll probably do it too.
So this is all your fault, both of you, and introducing me to Yarn and Fiber Company.
It's the best local yarn store ever.
Ooh.
You got a Trindle! Do you
I got
love
this about a month ago, and I hate spindles. I despise them. This is like an alien spindle.
Why do you hate spindles? Out of curiosity.
Because I can never spin on them. I can
Oh.
spin very well, in my opinion, on a wheel, but drop spindles, it's more drop than spindle.
Yeah.
And this is awesome.
I know, I love mine.
Yes, it spins forever.
So I'm having a hard time with my spindle, and I'm actually using hers.
You're having a hard time with golden?
Just in general, I can't get it. I can't get the whole. I can't get the whole spin
It's
and
pink.
draft and all that all together.
I have the skull one.
Yes. I almost bought 3 sets of arms, and then I was like, that's just ridiculous. So I stopped. And then I found out how much the sets of arms were, and I was really glad I stopped. Oh, and I have a baubles and bling. Sorry, it was hiding. Yesterday, was it yesterday? Day before yesterday? The other day, my September shipment for Hello Yarn came, and I live down the road from Adrian, so that's why it came so quickly.
And that would be Adrian Bazilla.
Yep.
One of the first people that I knit a pattern off of Ravelry from. I did that, we called them pirates.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the hat.
Do you remember?
Yes,
I did 2
I
of
do.
them. And remember how I complained about the tiny
cotton.
cotton headband?
Which you gave me the cotton yarn for.
If
Yes.
you ever have the chance to meet her, she usually hangs out with Funky Eclectic in her booth,
Oh,
like
yeah.
at Mass She
I
Know.
know.
She was there.
Yeah, spunky.
They hang out. I don't know that they're BFFs, they could be, but Adriana is a sweet, sweet, sweet person. She
No.
comes to our knit group every once in a while because she lives up the road, but gorgeous. This one's called Smells of the Sea. It really smells of the sheep. It's a Wensleydale, and you have to smell it. I kind of went, whoo!
Is this gonna be like, oh, smell the sour milk? Oh, yes.
Kind of, yeah.
That'll be like my husband. Smell this.
Yarn
Sorry, motorcycle.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, it's got a little kick there on the end. It's a
But
little
the color
burny.
is very ocean. And I know
Yes.
because I was at Hampton Beach yesterday. So,
Did you go swimming?
no. No, I sat on the wall and decompressed.
Oh, see, that's the best
Really?
time to go. Don't go in the middle of the summer. When
No,
it's-
I grew up going in the middle of
This
the
is what
summer.
makes me want to go back to work. Like, you went somewhere and you could be alone by the ocean.
Kids are
But
school.
In the meantime,
She's away from her
while my
family.
husband and my mother and my mother-in-law are holding down the fort, let's be honest, all hell is breaking loose, and I have to go home and clean
Yeah,
it up
that's
every
true.
couple of days. So
Yes, I hear you on that one.
I am not. I don't know how much longer I can work this job. We'll just
We're glad you were able to come back.
I am excited to be here. So that's my baubles and bling.
Gossip and innuendo.
The only gossip and innuendo I have is Rhinebeck, October 15. And I do need to book a hotel. I keep forgetting. I'm on it, man.
If you guys can't get one right in Northampton, let me know. I can probably get you one at the university.
Oh, cool. We should be able. We usually book it days in.
Yeah, I think it'll be
It's
okay.
Cheap but comfortable.
You're only sleeping there.
Yeah, I know.
So
That's what I did last year.
I'm okay.
I just keep forgetting to book it because I'm
There's no bed
insane.
bugs.
I'm so worried about bed
I spend a lot
bugs.
of time in hotels and I've not seen any bed
Oh,
bugs.
good.
Yes, don't worry about the bed
Sorry.
bugs, dude.
So I mentioned Rhinebeck too. We are going on Webb's bus. So anyone, I know Susan is going on Webb's bus, and I think she's staying at the Days Inn too.
Yeah.
And we're gonna try and get there and maybe do an impromptu knit night.
That'll be awesome. I can't wait.
I would like to mention the Plurk Podcast Challenge last time, I promise. Thank you, everyone, for voting.
Yes, thank you.
Wendy won the Smack Talk Award.
Bravo.
I
With
know.
her,
And I
her
didn't
little
really
cartoons.
even smack talk. I just drew pictures.
And I won for the best yarn choice. So thank you, everyone, for voting for me for that one. I was not expecting anything, so I appreciate it.
I really wasn't
And
expecting anything either.
Lois, I just want to say thank you for putting
Yes, Lois.
up with everything. You were just amazing. Kudos to you.
Nice job.
And
I know. Good
you're
job.
an awesome person.
Above and beyond.
We are getting buttons from Rhinebeck. We kind of mentioned that. And I
Yeah.
went to Topsfield Fair, which I don't know why I went to Topsfield Fair. I think I was hoping it was going to be a small Rhinebeck. There was one store with yarn, and it was because they were spinning the alpaca right there. So,
Baby, I'm recording.
I'm going to go outside.
okay.
Now?
Sure,
Now he's
why
going
not?
outside?
But you're done.
Okay.
And that's all I have for gossip and any window.
And Melissa's here.
Oh, well, yes.
I'm so excited
Yeah,
about that.
I know, I've been like, MJ's coming out all the way from Michigan. That's
That is so exciting.
really exciting.
Can't wait to meet her.
Is
There's-
MJ the one that gave the picture to of the state where she was and the place where she was married?
Mom,
Isn't that you?
Apparently not.
Maybe I just had a dream about that.
No,
No.
Mom, do you
Yes.
go shopping?
A little bit for dinner tonight. Don't worry about it. Sorry.
It's a madhouse here.
it's my fault. I
you
need
know,
to record later.
Look at this.
so-
3 of us, and we barely touched 50 minutes.
Good. That's
That's
good.
because did you notice that on every category I was like, I've got nothing? That's why.
Well, noticed me saying, all right, now it's on to this category. Who's the one who's keeping us on track here?
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm getting a pair of BALLS's apparently.
Apparently. Why am I taking
You're going
so
to have
much
to click the
abuse this week?
explicit button.
Yes,
Spell
we
that
are.
out.
Just kidding.
Anyone else?
Really
have
don't
anything
do
to
it.
add? That looks pretty. That looks like a pansy.
It does look like a pansy with yellow.
Oh
This
my
is Knitting Geisha's yarn because I fell down and ordered that crow
You
bag.
know, I
and-
have known Nicole is her name in real life. I've known her for quite a long time. When we started the virtual knit nights,
Yeah.
she used to be in there all the time, and now she's never in there. We don't know what happened to her.
She's too busy.
So I'm,
You know what,
I'm
I-
glad she's keeping busy.
She is. She made me
I don't know if her internet was often slow. Maybe
maybe
that
that's
frustrating.
why.
Yeah, that gets
She,
frustrating.
I
after a
ordered
while.
some mini skeins from her, and this is the first one I'm using.
I love the
Cool.
color combos.
I do too. It does look like a pansy, doesn't it?
It does. Now I have the same, well, not the same amount of mini skeins you do, but I did do a sock club with Knitting Goddess, and my idea, maybe at some point, is to make Franken socks with my knitting.
That's
skeins.
fun.
awesome.
But they're not going to match completely.
They
They're
shouldn't.
not going to
They're
match.
Franken. No,
Yeah,
they're
but that
Franken
would be OCD on her, I think.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't have the matching problem.
It's the
mirroring
of the
of
cable.
the pattern.
issue with the
Oh.
socks, but they're your socks.
My mom has
It's
matching.
It's only me and my issue. I'm not going to project my
Oh, no,
issues
no,
onto
I know
you.
that. No. Even if you did, it wouldn't make a difference.
No, it's with me. It's the I have a problem with
The
symmetry.
cable, yeah.
So if there's a cable that goes one way on
Balance.
one side,
Yeah.
it has to go the opposite way on the other side. It will
So
drive
the
me
geese
wacko.
socks would drive you wacko because the cable's going both ways.
I would have to switch it on the other.
Well, it's
side.
funny because when I cast
Just
on for
be
the
like,
geese
I have no
socks,
choice.
I'm like, I knew there was something different with how you set up the cable
Yeah.
so that, they come out on the outer edges. And I'm like, oh, I hope the cable isn't done the other way. I'm like, oh well. Oh well. It was at night and I forgot my computer, and trust me, that was just torture.
Aw, I'm so sorry.
Not as bad as forgetting my knitting needles that time. That was even more torture.
That would drive me nuts.
That would drive me nuts
Yeah,
too.
that almost did. Brought me almost over the edge. So I think we're done.
We are. So
So
do the thing.
do the thing. We can be, if you're watching on iTunes, thank you. Please leave a star rating or a comment for any of the podcasters you watch. We love to see
Woodworking
those.
is going down.
I'm so obsessed with woodworking, but they're always number one. Come on.
Men, that's why.
Yeah.
Well, I was wondering if, like, you know, the guy from the local show out of Boston, This Old House.
Oh, yes.
What if Bob Vila is like
Watching us?
making everybody like listen to podcasts about woodworking?
I know,
That's
saying,
always
make
fun.
those knitters go down. You know, Bob Vila's out there cursing the knitters. It's bad,
You can find our show notes on knit1heart2.blogspot.com. We actually got an email at knit1heart2@gmail.com from Randy. She just found our podcast, so hi, thank you. I will be
Randy.
responding to you on that. I found it this morning working.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're checking the email.
I check them all the time.
I
That's,
hardly ever
that's
do.
how I can tell that somebody mentions us on Plurk, because otherwise you get no notice on Plurk that you're mentioned.
Oh,
Just so if anyone knows.
Sheila's on top of this social media stuff.
I am. Can I edit? Heck no.
I do the
That's why
techie
you have
stuff.
a beautiful partnership.
That's right. I do
It's
the
an
techie
equal
stuff.
I do the links. I do all the social stuff. She does the editing.
I do the
That's
techie.
that's really good though, because that's a good balance. They both take about the same amount of time. So
Yeah,
that's
and
good.
you know what? It's really good for us because I enjoy what I'm doing and she enjoys what she's doing, and
It's
nobody
very
has
important.
whining or stuck with the thing that they hate, which would make this quickly become a chore.
That's
Yes.
right.
So,
So let's see, knit1heart2@gmail.com. We're on Plurk. It's actually been me more than her lately. At knit1heart2.
I've been hanging out on Pinterest.
Oh,
I am on
gosh.
Pinterest. I am on Pinterest. MJ actually
I'm
is
not in
following
control
me.
on Pinterest. That's why I'm never doing anything else, because if I'm not
our
knitting,
houses
I'm
are
knitting.
clean, they're organized, and there's fresh bread at every freaking meal.
It's amazing. No, it's crazy.
I am on Pinterest as knit1heart2 because you go through Twitter, I
Yeah,
guess.
I'm on as Knit1 Wendy, and I have a sickness. I just can't stop pinning.
Sean looked at me last night and he goes, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "This is Pinterest." And he goes, "Oh, well then this is what's to blame." I was like, "Awesome."
Well, you should see. I have done. I have a board now where I pin the things that I did or bought
Oh,
because
that's
of
right,
Pinterest.
you
That's a great idea.
Because
Yeah, I
I
was
need
looking
to
at her. My friend Courtney we met for lunch after my birthday. She wanted to take me out for lunch, and she's like, "Yeah, have you ever?" And she starts writing it down. I'm like, "Pinterest, you've heard of it?" She goes, "I pinned this baby booty." I'm like, "Well, let me know so I can get them going for you."
Yeah, that's
So,
awesome.
I think that's it. I'm sure I missed everything else. I'm sorry.
You know, all
Find
of our
it at the bottom of the
information
show
is on the blog.
Join our group.
Yeah, join our group.
Join our
When
group.
we reach 500
We're
people,
going to do
we're
a
going to have
random
a
drawing.
contest. And we are going to draw a winner for the Podcaster
that's
Challenge
right.
thing. It's just that we don't have the random number generator, so...
My iPad's over there, and really, you don't want me getting up from this spot right now. I'm like,
We'll never get her up.
It won't be pretty.
We'll do it and we'll post it on the blog.
Melissa will be our witness.
And then we will email or PM the person,
Yes.
the winner, too. Because you need to send me your sizing information, or if you just want
And it's for a T-shirt.
A T-shirt or a
well,
bag.
something from the Cafe
Something
Press.
from Cafe
And let
Press.
me just, I'm going to throw my own little smack. I had 6 people knit the vest with me.
I know!
She had 3.
I like how it's some kind of a competition.
I didn't think I'd get 1 person, so I was surprised to see that I got 6. So thank you very much. And on that note, have a good week.
Yes.
Knit with heart.
Knit with
Knit with heart.